Um, I can hear your TV in the background, bro.
Oh, my phone. Let me turn it down. My bad, my
You
bad. I
don't, you won't get us
apologize.
flagged.
Yeah, it's a commercial. Who
We gonna get
cares?
copyright flagged, bro.
Who cares? It's just a commercial. Nobody cares.
Yeah, whatever. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
what you gonna do intro? You want me to do intro?
You got it, man. I'll let
All
you
right.
rock
Well,
today.
hey, yo,
Yeah.
welcome back, people, to the Good Call Fellas podcast. We're on episode 27. Thank
Uh
you guys
huh.
for joining in with us again. It's been a minute since we recorded, and we do apologize, but life happens. But if you are listening to this on Spotify or Apple Music, make sure you leave a 5-star rating for us. And then send the podcast to a friend. A friend that likes sports, especially football. Send it to them and maybe help us out with getting some more followers, subscribers, all that good stuff. And leave a comment. We like talking to you guys with the comments that you guys leave as well because we like to have debates with people on certain topics. So leave a comment and we'll have some fun with that. But if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, click the noti bell so you get notified every time we upload a new video. And also share the YouTube channel, right? We want to get these subscribers up as well. So share the YouTube channel. And I think that's everything, right? Yeah, that should be everything.
I
So
think so for the most part. You did pretty good. I give you. I
yeah,
give you an eight. 8 out of 10. 8 out of
8
10.
out of 10, 8 out of 10. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I just didn't know what episode. Okay, so episode 27. Who's number 27?
It's easy. You got Eddie George. You got J.K. Dobbins. Just to name a few. Um, 27 is an interesting number. It's more like a running back number, so it's kind of hard. A lot of corners and safeties don't really wear 27. 27 is more of a running back number. That's the two I could think of in particular is J.K. Dobbins and Eddie George, the great Eddie George, that
Mm-hmm.
wore that number. Honestly, I think that's the only two I could think of off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, this is a Dobbins episode, so yeah.
No, no, no! Don't
Welcome.
say J.K. Dobbins. It's the Eddie George episode.
Eddie George episode. This is the Eddie
Yeah,
George episode. You feel me?
yeah,
So
for sure.
thank y'all for tuning in and listening. I would ask you how you been because it's been a minute, but we have a lot to go over because
For
it's been
sure.
like 3 weeks since we've done a podcast, and a
Yeah,
lot has happened in the NFL, and we could probably
yeah,
do a whole thing on it.
yeah,
So let's
yeah.
start there. And
Uh-huh.
if we have some time left over, we can go into the other topics and
Yeah.
life stuff. But we need to start
Agreed.
off because these past couple weeks have been very interesting. A lot of
Yes.
trades have happened. A lot of contract
Yes.
signs have happened. A lot of
For
bags
sure.
have been given out.
For sure. Definitely a lot of
So we need to
bags.
go into some of this stuff right here
Mm-hmm.
because do you want to just start with the latest news of today?
We could well, obviously we kind of would have to let's start from what we missed and just get up to
Catch up.
today.
Okay,
Yes.
so I think the oldest news that we have on here is that Tyreek Hill is going to retire after the Dolphins. What do you think
Yes.
about that?
Um, Personally, I get it. I think
Mhm.
that in today's generation of athletes, I think business is becoming more prevalent.
It definitely
And,
is.
I think growing up as a fan of these athletes, most of them had the passion to just play ball, right?
Yeah.
Whether it was football, whether it was basketball, it's kind of more of the same. And I think now is kind of the evolution of the athlete business wise has become such a huge thing. You seeing it from, mainly NBA has kind of taken that and ran with it, with all the endorsement deals, the brands and all that in particular. But it seems like everybody now, every athlete is a brand, rightfully so, right?
Yeah.
So now for Tyreek Hill, he's pretty much on that same accord, right? Well, if those of you who may not know, Tyreek Hill did a podcast a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about how that he's going to basically finish out the rest of his contract, and he's going to retire, and he's looking to do business ventures, possibly gaming stuff of that, and
He
it's
said
crazy to
gaming?
hear. Yeah, I think he's going to have like a gaming. A lot of athletes
Like
get into
Kyle Murray?
esports. Yeah, like a lot of athletes do sports gaming. As far as like a business venture, they'll get make like an e-game team, like a I say e-game team, that's so disrespectful, but like a competitive gaming company. Most of them, not gonna say most of them, but there's a decent amount that do. But I will say that, yeah, it's not really surprising today for
No.
me. Like, I think maybe 5, 10 years ago, that would be surprising to see
Mm.
players like walk away from something that you spent your whole lifetime to trying to achieve. But I think in today's, and especially with football, right? Where football really is like you give your body and you almost don't get what you deserve back, right? Where if you can walk from the NFL pretty much in a clean bill of health and you have no mental issues, you don't have no lingering injuries, you consider yourself lucky. You know what I'm saying? And I think for Tyreek Hill, I'm pretty sure like he feels like, yo, I made enough money. I'm done. I don't really have nothing else to prove. I've won a champion.
Do wide receivers usually last long, or is that like a position where they like only play like 5 to 10 years and then they done?
That's more or less running backs. Running backs are kind of like the thing with running backs is it's kind of like once you get past 30, you passed your prime.
Yeah.
So as far as for receivers, it's a little bit different. You could play a little bit longer, like Jerry Rice. He played until he was 40. And usually the older you get, the more of a possession receiver you get because you're not as fast as you once were, right? And
Yeah.
let's be honest, for Tyreek Hill, he's a great receiver, but he lives off his speed. And
Yeah.
obviously, as the older he gets, he's going to get slower.
Yeah.
So there's going to come to a point where it's just like you just got a 5A receiver that's not as fast as he once was, and he can't really get himself open as probably he once did. So, and not to say that Tyreek Hill is that player now, but I think he's just content where he's at in his career, and I'm not mad at that. He's been in the league probably close to 10 years now. I think after the Dolphins contract is up, I think it'll be about 10 years,
Hmm.
and I think he's been relatively one of the best receivers ever since, Pat Mahomes then, stepped in as a quarterback for the Chiefs. So it's just like, for him, I can see where he's coming from. Like, he doesn't have nothing to prove. And I think that a lot of players will start probably it depends. I think if a lot of players have that business savvy mindset, they will probably start doing more of that and having retiring early while they're in good health so that way they can enjoy the rest of their life with the millions that they've earned. Um I think it just as a fan it sucks because obviously Tyreek Hill is just, you would just want to see him play until he gets pretty much past his prime, but I think that's just a old thought process that's kind of getting changed, if you will. So shout out to him, man. It's going to be crazy that, and also to be fair, some athletes say that shit and then they like change their mind, right? So I think for
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, it's kind of just like, all right, like, sure, you're gonna retire. Yeah, I mean, I can't say you will or you won't, but if you do, hey, it was good watching you play. But if you don't, I won't be surprised neither. So, but yeah, I think that, like I said, that's the new era as far as athletes and how they think about sports, where it's not growing up, there was an impression that basketball or football was life, right? Like you lived and you breathed football. That's not that now. It's definitely not that now. At least for a lot of athletes, it's definitely not that now. They may love the game, but it's not necessarily do or die. I don't know what to say, but do or die rather if they don't, the passion and stuff like that. It
Hmm.
just looks different. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
I mean, I think it's is like you said, it's becoming more of like a common thing for players to just get in the league, do what they can do, and then once they get up there in age, get the bag as much as they could, and then just start making like other business decisions. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, you could just think about the wear and tear that's on his body from just playing that many years. That's insane. But he's sure gonna be missed on that field because you got that threat of just that speed demon that could just release at any time.
for sure.
So I hope he does get a chip, at least one before he's done. Which Miami's building up to it. They're not. I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender team yet. but they're building to it. But on the note of Tyreek Hill and being a speed demon, did you see dude yesterday at the NFL Combine and what happened?
Yesterday?
Was it yesterday or was it like, oh no, it was a
The
month ago.
pro the
My
that was like
bad.
to get a
Feels like a
combine
month
was a
ago.
while ago. Yeah.
Um, there is a player. I think it's the dude from Memphis. His name is Calvin
Mhm.
Austin III. Uh,
Mhm.
when he ran his 40, they clocked him at 4.3. But
Mhm.
if you run the tape back and you put it in slow mo, he actually gets across the line at 4.03, which technically makes him the
Mm.
fastest man on earth. Because ain't nobody running a 4 point. Because I
Mm.
think Usain Bolt's like a
Yeah.
4.1.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, for sure.
it
Yeah.
was crazy, bro, to see like
Yeah.
he like literally got a 4.03, but they still give him a 4.3. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, for sure.
okay.
I think
But
there'll become a point where players will start running like 4 zeros and 3 nines. I think that it sounds unrealistic now because
mhm,
Tyreek Hill, I want to say he ran a 4.3 or 4.2 when he ran. I think the
yeah,
fastest person up to a certain point, I think, was Chris Johnson. He had ran like a 4.1 or 4.2 at running back. So
yeah,
yeah, I
it's
mean, it's
insane.
possible for the 1 or 4 zero. So I mean, it's always interesting because like the NFL Combine is definitely like it's almost like fool's gold, right? Where you do all these tests for a certain athlete, right? You test out their bench press, their shuttle, you try out their agility, their hands, and you test all these things, right? But it's fool's gold in the sense that like when you put them on the field, some of those grades don't translate. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah, no.
saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like for me, it's like, yo, it's fire that you running a full flat, but can you really ball though? You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? And that's where
yeah.
I'd be at. Like I stopped watching the combine a few years ago just because it was like I remember the Raiders, unfortunately, and they kind of like opened my eyes to it as where they always had this thing where they always drafted speed regardless of talent, right? And Raiders lived off that. That's what they did. And they've missed out on so many players throughout the years because they went for speed instead of the actually better talent player. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
just like for me, speed is great, but it's just like,
It's
all
like getting
right,
the dude off of a pickup that can shoot threes, but that's all he can do.
kind of. Well, no, I
Like
would
he
say
got
this.
no
It's
dribble skills. He can't do no layups. He can't dunk, but he can shoot a three.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say that's a little bit different. The reason why I'm gonna say it's different is because it's in game. That'd be the biggest issue. It's not the fact that you can't shoot threes, right? Let's okay. I'll give you a better example. Let's say me and you go hoop, right? We walk onto the court, we just seen everybody shooting around, and we see this one dude that just can't miss, right? And we like, damn, we gotta guard him. He may be hella nice, like. So somebody might be like, oh, he can shoot like that. Oh, we finna pick him up. Then he hop on the court and he go 0 for 15. Like, bro, you was hitting every shot when we were just playing around, catting off, when we were just warming up. But then we get in the game and your skills don't translate. And that's what I was saying. You know what I mean? That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
You
No,
know what
that
I'm
makes
saying? Where
sense.
like there's players that look good, or for example, a player that, he may be in, you may be messing around and he just dunking, right? You like, oh, you nice. Like he gotta be nice, right? But then you play an actual game, he can dribble, like you said, he can't shoot, he barely could get to the rim. He only dunking if it's like wide open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're not
Yeah.
really that good.
Kind of a
So
waste.
exactly, kind of a way. So I'm pretty sure. Look, there will be somebody that will pick that dude up just off pure speed alone, but he's definitely going to have more a bigger skill set if he's going to want to last long in the league. So, but like I said, Tyreek Hill has had more than that. That's why he's been in the league for so long. So, shout out
Mhm.
to Tyreek Hill, man. You
Yep.
know,
Yep. Wish
sure.
him best.
Quick
This
question.
one,
Quick question. If you could play one football position for 10 years, which position would you want to play?
I want to be a linebacker. I would be
Really?
a line. You know me, I like defense, even though the two
For
jerseys
sure.
behind me are offense.
Yeah,
I
for
like
sure.
defense, but
Sure.
I think I like the linebacker because I feel like you get to do everything as a linebacker. Like you get to
Right.
experience picking people off, you get to
Uh-huh.
experience blitzing the line. You can
Uh-huh.
yeah, so you get to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm
Yeah.
surprised you didn't say quarterback. Too stressful?
Yeah, that's too much stress on you
Too stressful.
to have to
Too
read
stressful.
and to
Too
have to
stressful.
call plays and like read defenses. Nah, bro. Like,
Too stressful.
yeah, because everything's on the quarterback. Like everything.
Oh, for
You win
sure.
or
Right.
lose, it's the quarterback. Whereas if you
Exactly.
play a different position, you get to hide behind the quarterback. So yeah, nah, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
quarterback.
I'm
No.
with you. I'm with you. Honestly, though, I think I want the stress. I would probably, if it was for me, I think I would pick quarterback. I have three, but I think that's kind of cheating. So I'm gonna go to one. Low key, if I had a position I want to play for 10 years in NFL, like granted, I could make myself the size, ooh, whatever. Quarterback seems so stressful, but so fun to me. Like just to have the pressure for me, it's just like because like if you win, you're the GOAT. If you
Yeah,
lose, you suck. But I know if it was up to me, I think I'd probably play like receiver or free safety. And honestly, I think free safety. Personally,
free
I think for
safety.
me, if I had to pick, it'd probably be like strong safety, just
Mhm.
because of the fact that like you said, like a linebacker, you kind of for me it'll be the last line of defense, and I've always liked to be like a Ed Reed type player. I thought that was like the dope one
Mm.
of the dopest things to do. Cause like you just like you feel like a hawk. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
just creeping everywhere, real
Hmm.
sneaky. Yeah, I mean I walk in the house all the time. Everybody be scared when they see me because I be light feeded. I be having light feet. I don't you know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like it fit. Like I could have light
Yeah.
feet, be sneaking around and get
Yeah.
picks.
You be
So
the dude
yeah.
laying down the end zone trying to be camouflaged with the color.
Exactly. On me, bro, for it, I'll be having hella antics, especially if I knew I was fast enough to go get the ball. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh man. Yeah,
I think that'd
nah.
be fun. I think that'd be
I
fun.
I would just want to hit people. Like, oh yeah, go ahead and catch that slant, bro. Go ahead and catch it, bro.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
all
I
right.
think
Well, yeah, that's that. Uh, let's talk about. You want to go, Jalen? I think
yeah,
that was the
we could
next one
try.
that happened.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Followed up. Yeah, I'm saying.
Mr. Jalen Hurts, Mr. Quarterback of the Eagles, take him to the Super Bowl. Got
Yeah.
himself a
Yeah.
bag,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
big bag. Talk about take
Yeah.
to the airport. You better check that in type of bag. That
Yeah.
boy.
He's
So,
255 bag. A little different.
so is he?
255 bag.
Well, I mean, he already is a franchise quarterback, but is
Yeah,
this
for
like
sure. I
a
think that's
official
yeah.
staple?
You're not signing nobody for 5 years, 255 million if you don't think he's a franchise quarterback. That's not happening.
It's
Um,
insane.
well deserved. I will say that. Well deserved. Shout out to Jalen Hurts. Very talented quarterback. You know, I think that, you know, obviously it's gonna come with pressure to fulfill the contract, but I think that if you look at the East, I mean, I said the East. If you look at the NFC, you look at the quarterbacks. I'm so used to is shut up. If you
Yeah,
look
no,
at the
it's
NFC and you
playoff
look
times
at
right
their
now.
quarterbacks, I seen a picture the other day of like the quarterbacks and like the rankings per division. The NFC is so bad when it comes to quarterback play. It's disgusting. Like literally,
Was
Derek
it
Carr,
this one?
lucky. Nah, it was on some. I forgot. I'll play this. I had to show you the account on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Derek Carr was damn near top five as far as quarterbacks in the NFC. That's how bad it was. There's literally no quarterbacks, bro, in the NFC for real. Like there's Hurts. Let's go through the divisions, right? You got the NFC North, the Bears,
Mm-hmm.
Fields, Jordan Love, because Aaron Rodgers just got traded. We'll talk about that in a second. Minnesota, Kirk Cousins, boo hoo. Jared Goff had a good year, but okay. All right, moving along. NFC East, Jalen Hurts, Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott. We don't believe in him. And who's the
Washington,
Redskins? Yeah, Washington.
Commanders, sir. Don't get us
Yeah,
canceled.
Commanders,
Commanders.
yeah, no Commanders. But like they quarterback irrelevant. All right, NFC South, Carr, who's the quarterback for Riddler,
Falcons.
Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield,
Okay.
and who was the quarter? And they finna draft one Carolina. It's gonna be rookie quarterbacks. Okay, cool. And
Yeah.
then you got the NFC West. You got
Murray,
Purdy,
Stafford,
Stafford, Kyler
Gino.
Murray, and Geno. That is a that is a low key borderline below average conference as far as quarterback play. Like all the
Well,
best quarter.
yeah, but I wouldn't put Carr at number 5. I think there's 5 quarterbacks in there that are better than Carr.
Sure, core could be anywhere from like 5 to 8. That's still, in my opinion, a below average conference as far as quarterback play.
Yeah,
You
no, they
pick
definitely
like
are.
so like quarterback top 5 quarterbacks. We can go what Jared Goff in there. I'm not making this in order, so don't kill me.
Fields,
Goff, Dak, Fields, Hurts.
Hurts, Cousins.
Really? Oh, you not. That's
Gino.
not moving me. Gino, but then if Gino Fields got to drop if we put Gino in there.
Yeah. Well,
But that's what
no. Fields is
Gino's.
probably the best quarterback in besides Hurts. Fields is probably number 2.
Oh, sure, you're putting them in order. I'm not. I'm just putting it like I'm just getting
Okay.
players together.
Okay.
But still, Carr is fifth. Is interchangeable anywhere between fifth and eighth. I don't think you put him lower than eighth. You look at the NFC quarterbacks, in my personal opinion. So when you got a quarterback class like that, it's the NFC is like it's wide open as far as quarterback talent.
Bruh, if one of the like Golden Star and or AFC quarterbacks decided to get traded to an NFC team, they would
But
dominate.
they'd be the best quarterback in the division. It wouldn't be
Yeah,
in the conference. It wouldn't even be close. So it's just like
Lamar better think about that.
I think Jalen. I think Jalen Hurts is locking in his contract at the perfect time. Shout out to his team because he's going that the Eagles is going to be one of the better teams in the conference for years to come.
Yeah,
And if they mess around and get Derrick Henry
bro, I saw that.
if they get
That's
Derrick Henry,
insane.
if they get Derrick Henry from the NBA draft. Now, mind you, we're
Do they
recording this on a
got cap
Tuesday.
space for that?
Yes. The draft is on Thursday, and there's supposed to be a couple trades. We'll talk about it a little bit more at the end, but just know if Derrick Henry somehow, some way ends up in a Philly uniform, I'm a Philly fan. Low key, I ain't gonna lie
Oh
to you.
no,
I
you
ain't
go
gonna lie to you.
bandwagon
I ain't gonna lie.
it,
I'm my bandwagon the Philly team. I ain't gonna lie.
bro.
Jalen Hurts and Derrick Henry with AJ Brown. Oh God, that.
But we gotta talk about you guys and what you guys just signed too.
Yeah,
Still,
yeah, yeah, for sure, sure. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But yeah,
yeah.
any thoughts on the Jalen Hurts contract? 'Cause I think I talked about it enough.
Yeah, no, I think he is a well-deserved contract. This puts him up there with one of the top paid quarterbacks in the league. And he showed out. He really did last season. He showed them why he deserves to be a franchise quarterback, and hopefully he can continue that in the next couple of years as the Eagles hope he can continue that as well, because they just gave him a big bag. So yeah, congrats to that dude right there. I don't even know what I would do with $200 million. That's only in 5 years.
For anybody that's watching this on YouTube, get you a gallon thing for water. You feel me? It's the summertime. Drink your water. I'm looking at you. Drink your water. You got your gallon? You got your gallon canteen, bro?
Not on me right now, but I have one.
Bro, it's a lifesaver. It's the best thing I've ever bought in my life.
It's just for me, like, I don't like taking it to work with me because I can be going to different schools and stuff, and just carrying that around is just a hassle.
Is it, bro? Just get you one with a handle.
I have one with mine's like the actual like gallon to where like the handle's on the side, and it's like
yeah.
but it's like, bruh. And then I sometimes I'm like, water is just so plain. Like I need to throw some like strawberries, some lemons in there just to give it some
That's cool.
flavor.
Make you some infused water, but you gotta get your water, man. Get your water
Come
in your
on, I just
system.
I don't want to
And you
carry it
don't.
everywhere.
You don't.
Bet.
Yeah.
Okay, keep talking. I'll be right back.
All
Keep
right.
talking. I'll be right back.
All right, man. So look, man. Anyway, meanwhile, while we take this little minor break for him to go get this water, like I said, appreciate y'all for still watching or listening to us. If you're listening from audio, make sure you hit up to our YouTube and hit the follow button. Try to get our subscribers up, and apologize for the and, yeah, just unfortunately, life has happened with a lot of stuff going on. Partly just, not really being on it, and partly just because it's hard to, coordinate schedules to record podcasts from time to time. So we try to make it work as best as we can, but we've just
All right, you boring the
unfortunately have not.
audience.
You know what? I'm gonna just continue to watch. Oh, okay,
It's got the
cool.
whole thing on the side too. The
Got you. Yeah,
times.
yeah, for sure. Uh huh.
You feel
That's
me?
what's up. Yeah. Yeah, those things come in handy though. I don't like, bro. It's a lifesaver. It's because, like, man, I've had a couple and like they've been like the 40 ounce ones or whatever. This gallon one, bro, it literally through the whole day and it stay cold. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
That's so
anyway,
nice. That's so nice. What's a gallon? Yeah, 1 gallon.
128. Yep,
128 ounces. Yeah, it's a gallon.
yep. Yeah.
Aren't
Had
you
your
supposed
ass
to
in the
drink
bathroom.
like your half your body weight in ounces? Isn't that the rule?
Uh, I don't know, but if that's the case, I would still need to drink more than a gallon. So, so, yeah, I don't know if that's the truth or not. So I drink like if it was according to my weight, I drink like not half, but like 45%, 40%.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean
yeah.
that's good. That's still good.
Yeah, so yeah, but
Okay.
it's hard. It's hard to drink water every day though. But you guys
Oh,
do,
definitely
man,
is.
because especially as the weather is changing, global warming, and the hots are getting hotter, the cold is getting colder. So you gotta make sure you be fluid up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't be
Yeah.
don't be don't be spending. Don't be just drinking Gatorades and sodas and juices and your shit gonna taste like acid. And if you know what I'm talking about, your shit gonna taste like acid. You feel me? Don't be out here. Don't be out here giving girls acid. Just that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't be giving girls acid.
Bro, you
Yeah.
know too much. You
Mhm.
know too
Nah,
much.
for no. On a serious note, though, they can taste it for real. For real. That's why they say diet and stuff is so important because when they taste it and it tastes like acid or bad, then you know you ain't been eating right. So just saying.
So moving on from this subject, uh, let's talk about your team now. Let's talk about
Oh
your team.
man, check this out, man. Look,
Y'all got
man.
a sign in. You want to talk about
So
it?
check. Yeah, for sure, man. Odell Beckham, great receiver. Unfortunately has dealt with ACL injuries, mainly particularly during the Super Bowl. Very at a point with one of the best receivers in the game, talent wise. I think is still one of the top tier receivers in the game. Was trying to find his way back in the league. Definitely if it had some controversy off the field, so people didn't want to really touch him. However, my Ravens decided to take a chance on Odell Beckham and signed him for a 1 year deal worth 15 million. Most of it is kind of incentives, really. So he got approved. It's basically a prove it deal.
Mhm.
Um, which I'm happy. You know what
You
I'm
think that's a
saying?
good addition to the team?
It's a good
Is
addition to
this
the
what you
team.
needed? Because all we hear all season long is Lamar Jackson don't have no one to throw the ball to. So is this
Yeah,
what the Ravens needed?
yeah. This is what we needed if the system is going to revolve around Lamar throwing the ball. I think it's just relatively that simple. I think as much flack I wanted to give Lamar or whatever, I think the system was predicated on Lamar's strengths, right? Which was running the ball. Like, let's be honest. Lamar is not the great passer, but he's just that great of a runner that you would rather focus on utilizing that than his passing. I think Lamar's a better passer than we give him credit for. But clearly, they didn't feel that way. So, I mean, Lamar led one of the best offenses in the league. He literally became an MVP off that system. And I hope that, unfortunately, Lamar, is definitely still trying to work out his contract. Um I think this gives him a reason to stay this year. However, I think they really, unless there's something that they don't believe Lamar can do, I think being able to incorporate a bit more passing would help. And I think Odell is I ain't gonna say the perfect candidate, but I think given the circumstances, I think he's exactly what we need. I think Odell creativity in the short game would definitely be useful. I mean, Odell could pretty much run any route. He could go deep. He's really a great, short to medium route runner. It definitely can help Lamar when he tends to scramble out the pocket and he needs to find somebody. I think Odell and Lamar can be a great like pickup football type style as far as like they could run an option together. They could do RPOs. They could have Odell on a jet sweep and they fake it, but Lamar goes the other way. So there's a lot of versatility I think Odell brings as far as offensively that he can incorporate now in the offense. But it all depends on what the OC will do as far as the scheme. Um, and that would dictate everything because we didn't. I just hope that we didn't get Odell on the team just to block. I hope we use him like anybody else would use Odell, and that would insist on Lamar being able to pass the ball and giving him the ball in certain places. So we will see. I think
Do you think this
Baltimore.
pushes you further into the playoffs this year?
Yes, I do. But I mean, it's not really saying too much. I think the AFC is very loaded right now. So, it's definitely not going to be easy. We still have one of the better defenses in the division, in the conference rather. We just got to stay healthy. I think that's our biggest issue. I was just talking to my friend about it the other day. There was a NFLPA, it was like an article that came out and they were grading each facility, each team and their facilities, their franchise, like how they deal with injuries, their practice facility, their just the just overall review of the company, like
Yeah.
for better way. So I think they divided up to like 5 to 7 categories. Like I said, it was trainers, facility, um, food as far as health, training, and we got an F for our our we had I forgot what we got. We had got an F for our training staff. So it's not crazy to see that all our players is hurt, but no shit because our training staff is so bad that they can't keep players healthy. So um
Yeah, that's a problem.
you know, a matter of fact, I'm gonna send you the article because it was really interesting. I was shocked by certain teams. You know who the worst team was? Take a guess.
You said it was you.
No, no, no. We had it got it. It was one category. So with 7 categories together, and then
Oh,
out of the seven
okay.
categories, you got to rank for out of 32 teams, blah blah blah. So guess what team was the worst as far as all of them put together?
Raiders.
No, they were like top 5, top 10. Yeah, like and basically what they based it off was, I guess they got like 100 players or whatever from various teams, and they graded certain things like the food, the travel, how they treat their family members, how the training staff is, how
Okay.
how the
They got new
doctors are.
facilities, so yeah, they're gonna be top five.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So they
Okay.
was up there. Yeah, y'all, they was like top 5, top
Facilities.
10. Play this. I'll give you a hint. Is in the same conference of the Niners. That's all the hint I'm gonna give you. Same conference. They were ranked the worst. I believe it was the worst. I might be wrong, but I believe it was the worst.
Uh it's gotta
See,
be
hold on.
Arizona because uh the Rams got a new stadium. Seahawks, their stadium is insane. And us, I mean, we got a new stadium basically too. So the only way I can think is they're
Yep.
done.
You're on the money. You're on the money.
They're the
On the money.
worst.
You're on the money. It was Arizona Cardinals. You're right on. So okay, so let me just I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read because I got the article right here. So basically 1,300 of our players provide information to share with one another about their current club to not only help them make important career decisions, but also help raise the standards across the league. Um so basically there was, let's see, my bad. I gave you too many categories, but there were, okay. So it was let me see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. It was eight categories. So there were treatment of families, food service slash nutrition, weight room, strength coaches, training room, training staff, locker room, and team travel.
So who's the
Oh,
worst on each one of those?
well, it kind of like they kind of give you great. My bad, I messed up. Arizona Cardinal wasn't the worst. They were 31st. They were second worst. Who was the worst?
Who's number one?
I, who was number one?
No,
Oh,
not the worst, like the worst one.
damn.
Well,
I
this is the
wanted to
worst
say
of treating family. What would you say it was?
treatment of families.
Yeah, who's the worst of treatment of families? Who ain't
Arizona
treating their
Cardinals.
fan?
Arizona Cardinals was tied for last. They got an F.
What tie with who?
They tied for last. I gotta find it. It's a lot. Hold on. Let me try. Let's
Okay.
see. Cincinnati Bengals.
The
Yeah.
Bengals?
The Bengals
Mr.
Bengals were
Burrow.
as far as the report card altogether, they were ranked 27th.
Oh man, that's insane. Yeah,
You know what I'm
send me that
saying?
article. I want to read
I
it.
got you.
Please.
The Raiders, yeah, the Raiders were ranked as a whole. They were ranked third. Yeah, it was very
I mean, it
interesting
kind
to
of makes
read
sense
it.
because they did move to Vegas and they got like brand new everything, so they should
And
be up there.
y'all were ranked seventh.
Oh, okay. I mean, not that
Y'all
bad.
ranked
Not that bad. You still
seventh,
top 10.
and I think the Ravens were ranked like 18th if I remember correctly.
Who's
We
number
were
one?
mid. I want to say it was the Vikings. Yeah, we were ranked 17th. I want to say it was the Vikings. I think
The
was the
Vikings are the
Vikings.
best organization overall.
Yeah, like
That's
if you was a free
crazy.
agent or whatever, you want to go to a team, they say Minnesota. Minnesota was tied for second with treatment of families, tied for fifth in food nutrition, tied for fifth with weight room with an A. They had the best strength coaches, the best training room, best training staff, best locker room, and best travel. And also too, they like if you keep reading, they will give you like bullet points of like the like just like note of like, so for example, like for food and nutrition, they'll say, "Oh, all three meals were provided," or like for example, treatment of families for Minnesota, they offered a family room and daycare. So
Dang. Okay,
they'll give you
Minnesota.
like bullet points. You know what I'm saying? So for
All
example,
these white people, bruh.
for food for Arizona Cardinals, right? Food service and nutrition, they were ranked. They got an F minus. They ranked dead last. Quality of food ranked 32nd. This is what they put. If players would like dinner, it would be boxed up for them, but players reported that the team will charge you via payroll deduction. This is apparently the only club that does this. Players reported that if you work out at the facility after the season is over, the team charges you for every meal eaten at the facility. Again, apparently this is the only team that does this. So as a player, you have to pay for your food at the place you work at. Crazy,
That's
crazy,
crazy.
crazy.
Ain't never getting a Cardinal fan. No, ain't doing that. That's
That's
insane.
nasty,
Oh
crazy.
man,
So yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm gonna send you it right now. But yeah,
Yeah, send me
definitely
a
an
link to that.
interesting read for sure. So
Okay, let's move on to the next one.
yeah, 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 man.
Mr. Rogers.
Oh man,
Mr.
can't forget
Rogers.
about him. Hold on one second.
What
I'm
we
looking for my
doing,
brother.
Mr. Rogers?
Looking for my man. So those of you who
What
may
we
not
doing,
know,
AA Ron? What's going on,
you
AA
know,
Ron?
The trade finally went through, man. I think it was long overdue.
Yeah, we knew it was coming.
Aaron Rodgers was definitely looking to get, definitely looking to leave. As of Monday, the Packers agreed to deal Aaron Rodgers and their 2023 first round draft pick and a fifth round pick to the Jets for their 2023 first round pick, which was basically they flip numbers, a 2023 second round pick, a 2023 sixth round pick, and a conditional 2024 second round pick that becomes a first if Roger plays 65% of the plays this season. Most likely that will happen. So it'll probably be, so it looks like it's going to be two firsts, one from this year, one from next year, a second round pick from this year, and a sixth round pick from this year. Um, I'll let you rock, man. What are your thoughts? What do you think this puts the Jets and in far as Super Bowl contention? Obviously they're in a stacked division with Buffalo and Miami and maybe New England, depending on what they do this year, but they're probably going to be the worst. But they have a talented division, man. You got AFC, you got Pat Mahomes, you got Joe Burrow, you got Lamar Jackson. Now that you add Aaron Rodgers to that gauntlet, what do you think about the Jets?
That's insane. That is definitely insane. The progress we have seen from the Jets in the past, like, this has probably been like 2, 3 years, for them to just be on the come up. Like, this is insane to see how they are now with this short amount of time. Any team could have, done well with Aaron Rodgers that had a quarterback spot open. But for him to go to the Jets is insane because they have the rookie of the year wide receiver,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Wilson over there. And is it Wilson? Or Wilson's a no, yeah, Wilson is the
Receiver,
receiver.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a receiver. For him to be added to that mix, and for now, they have a quarterback that is proven, that is reliable, that has the experience. They're just gonna ball out over there, with the Jets. And then you already got that defense set. That defense is insane too. A lot of talent there. But for them to add Aaron Rodgers to the mix, oh my goodness, powerhouse. So I would be very, very scared if I was in that conference of the Jets right now. People are always talking about like, oh, it's the Jets. Like they ain't never gonna win nothing. They ain't never gonna do nothing. They making some moves right now, people. So you gotta watch out. Aaron Rodgers, he may be a little bit older than a lot of the other quarterbacks, but he's kind of like the Tom Brady when he was at Tampa and he won that chip. That's kind of how he's going right now.
Yeah. Right,
So
right.
it's very, very similar people right there. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. I mean, not chip wise, but talent wise, he can do it. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this is gonna turn out. We got our old defensive coach over there. Making sure that team be running smooth, and he's making it look nice, making it look nice. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen over there. I know Gary V's stoked about it.
Yeah, right, right, right. I would agree, man. I think that I'm on that same page with you, man. I think that it's going to be a problem. Obviously, the Jets were literally on the verge of making the playoffs this past year, and with when the quarterback system kind of got, there was a lot of injuries going on and pretty much killed their whole season. You pretty much replaced that with a Hall of Famer now.
Yeah,
You didn't have to give up no players, you just gave up draft picks. Okay, cool.
I was kind of
So you
surprised to see the draft picks that were given up with Rodgers. I thought it would just be like these draft picks for Rodgers, like him alone. But
yeah.
for Green Bay to give up also like other draft picks, that was kind of like, whoa, okay.
Well, to be fair to the Packers, let's be honest. Aaron Rodgers is maybe like 2 or 3 years from being done. It's not like you're getting a 26, 27-year-old Aaron Rodgers. You're getting a 34-year-old Aaron Rodgers. And he's still great, but he's on the back end of his career. So, you
Yeah.
know, and especially with Green Bay, they've been really trying to get a reason to have Jordan Love be the new quarterback moving forward. It's kind of been long overdue. I mean, Jordan Love been in the league for 3 or 4 years now. He's pretty much did the same thing Aaron Rodgers did with Brett Favre. You get tutelage or mentorship under the quarterback, and then Eventually, it's your time to shine. So I think pretty much, just like Brett Favre, ironically, Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jets, just like Brett Favre did. So yeah, I think that it makes sense. I mean, and obviously they just switched picks this year, so Packers would just be number 13th now in the draft, and then the Jets would be number 15th. But then Packers get the other draft picks on the back end. So honestly, I
Yeah.
like the trade. I like the trade a lot for both teams. I think the Packers get to be able to restart. I think they were, ready to kind of start over now because Aaron Rodgers has been there for a long time. They got a ring out of it while Aaron Rodgers was there, but outside of that, it was kind of hit or miss.
Mm.
And they never really made a team for him offensively, or even I can't say that because they had
Oh, they
Devontae
did.
Adams. I don't
They
know. I
did.
just feel like just things just didn't click. You know what I mean? Aaron Rodgers was great, but it just seemed like they was never good enough. I'll
You
say
know what it
that.
was?
What?
They had to play us every playoff season. So
I knew you was gonna say that. All right, for sure. I mean,
undefeated.
you're not lying. I mean, it was the truth though. It was just, they was always, like I said, they were just never good enough. They always played teams that were better than them, like y'all. So
You
ain't too much
you
really.
you grew up watching Star Wars?
Nah,
I was gonna say, look up a picture of Kaiwan Jin.
that's Aaron Rodgers.
Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui Quan Jin.
Kai
Got you. Is that
Kai
Aaron
Quan
Rodgers?
Jin. Yeah. The-
Yeah.
you
Disrespect.
know what it is?
Okay.
I
I'm gonna
said
look.
Kai Juan. He's Mexican
Yeah, I don't
now.
know. I was like, damn. All right.
Kai
Oh,
Guan.
but yeah, man, I think the trade. Honestly, I think the trade was even. I think the Jets get a chance to compete now. And honestly, it kind of works out, right? Because they still got Zach Wilson, so Aaron Rodgers will be able to teach Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson being a learner under his tutelage if he chooses to. I've heard that he wanted to get traded as well, so who knows? Um, but granted, let's as the team is, they're very talented. I mean, the Jets, like I said, were on the verge of making the playoffs. The defense was really good with Sauce Gardner and them boys. The offense, not to mention they had Brees Hall that was pretty much rookie of the year until till he tore his ACL. Still got Wilson, decent wide receiver core. Probably be looking to probably upgrade that a little bit, maybe even a tight end position. Hopefully they get their linemen, everything healthy back. So yeah, I like it. It definitely be interesting. I just think that now the AFC is so locked and loaded as far as quarterbacks.
It's
This
insane.
it's insane.
The amount of cannons that are over in the AFC is insane.
Is ridiculous. Like the level of quarterback play is going to be so top tier. Like there's going to be quarterbacks that like what I'm saying. Like it's just if you could make it out of the AFC right now, like these coming years, you are that guy. Just because the competition is it's the best it's ever been in the conference. To me, this is the
AFC
best.
could easily be like the top 10 quarterbacks like list.
Yeah, easily, not even close. But if you think about it, all the top 10 quarterbacks are in the AFC, all of them,
Insane.
all of them. At least the first eight,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Not even close. And then you can kind of the only exception is probably Hurts in that list, and then outside of that, like everybody else plays for the AFC team. So yeah, man. Going to be an interesting year. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Do they play the Niners this year? Do you know? Because if they play the Niners, I ain't gonna lie, I might have to go to that game, or we gonna
I
have to
don't
go to
know.
that
Did the schedules come out
game.
yet?
Yeah, they did, low key. Hold on, let me see. Let me see 2023 schedule. I know they posted them on Facebook. Eh, let's see if I can find it. Let's see. I know y'all played the Ravens this year for sure. So it's not in order, but I don't think it's in order. But as of right now, they got y'all playing the Washington. You got the Commanders on the road, Steelers on the road, Cardinals on the road, Browns on the road, Rams on the road, Eagles on the road.
We
Um,
on the road this whole time?
no. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's in order. Like I said,
Oh,
just
okay.
roll with me.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I'm just not going. I'm gonna say every team y'all play that's not division games. Y'all got at Commanders, at Pittsburgh, at Cleveland, at Philly. You got Dallas, New York, Baltimore,
New
Cincinnati,
York Jets.
Giants. Sorry,
Oh,
I
okay.
messed that up. Giants, Ravens, Bengals, Jaguars, at Minnesota, and Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Something light.
something light. You know what I mean? Nothing too crazy.
Light.
But
Something
damn,
light.
y'all ain't gonna lie. If y'all playing the Jets, I was like, yeah, I had to get them tickets. Had to get them tickets. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a really big year.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a huge year, man. So
definitely is.
yeah, man. All right, man. What's next?
We got one more thing and we need to talk about.
Do we?
One more thing
All right, let's talk about
happened this
it.
past Saturday.
Oh yeah,
We got
man. Oh
one
yeah.
more
Let's talk.
thing.
Let's chop it out. Let's chop
We
it up
got
about it, man.
one more
So,
thing.
do you want to
Oh
set
my
it up, or
goodness.
do you want me to set it up? You want me to set it up, or
Go
how you
ahead. Go
want to do this?
ahead.
Okay, man. You know me, man. This is what I do, man. Welcome, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, those for you that may enjoy fighting, some people don't. It's not everybody's cup of tea, so I understand. Saturday night, it was a huge fight, man. My brother, graciously invited me to his house, for a nice little boxing party. Me and my girl, we bought sliders, we bought some spinach artichoke
Fire.
dip.
Fire. Those
Yeah,
sliders.
y'all ate that shit so fucking fast. It was OD.
Sliders.
OD. So like quick story about that, right? So me and my girl was trying to figure out what we was gonna bring, right? Because we talked about it for like 2 days. So she was on TikTok looking at shit, whatever. First, she thought about bringing baked potatoes, like making a baked potato bar. So you could, we'll bring the baked potatoes, we'll bring the cheese, sour cream, whatever. Y'all just make it however you want to make it. Cool, right? I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's not bad, but I don't know. Then she was gonna make a spinach crab dip, some shit like that. So I was like, okay, that's cool, but I would prefer that at my house because that's what I enjoy. I don't really like. I want that for personal. All right, so she's like, all right, what about sliders? I'm like, okay, we can do that. We can do that. We can do that. So we was looking at sliders, and then we came up, and then we went to the store, and we kind of remixed it a little bit. Like most of the things we seen on TikTok wasn't the one like the way we made it. So we was like, all right, this should work. You know what I mean? Like I picked the cheeses for it. You know what I mean? She picked the onions, blah blah blah. And then we was making it, whatever, and it came out fire. It came out really good.
So good.
I didn't think it was gonna hit like that. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was busted. I give you that to you. So, um, so yeah, fast forward, man. We get to my brother house, man. Great hospitality, man. Watching all the fights, they're very interested. You know what I'm saying? A couple knockouts, you know what I mean, before the main
Only
fight.
one. There was one
Well,
knockout.
one knockout. You know what I'm saying? It was some cool fights, whatever. So the main fight was between Javante Davis and Ryan Garcia. All right. Now, obviously, well, y'all may not know, but I was going for Javante Davis and my brother was going for Ryan Garcia. And, for those of you who may watch the fight, I mean, you know the results, right? Started off, Ryan Garcia was, he was being aggressive, just he was hooking, he was looking pretty good, right? And, I got my brother in my ear because he's sitting right next to me. He like hella excited because, he thinking Garcia is for the knock him out, whatever. Then,
Oh
out of
god.
nowhere, Javante Davis just caught him with a left hook, right? And dropped his ass. And it was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And then, after that happened, Ryan Garcia, as well as my brother, had a different tone as far as for the rest of the fight. So,
Hey, man.
as the fight progresses, they kind of feeling each other out. Durante Davis is low key playing with him a little bit, but Ryan Garcia is trying to still get his footing. I think it was a 6th, 7th round. I think Garcia
Seven.
started to get a little bit more, huh?
Oh, when he started coming back, it was
Yeah,
six.
no,
It was sixth round. He
it was
started coming
6,
back.
but they didn't go to 10, did they?
No, it was supposed to be a 12-round fight, but they went to
Yeah,
7.
yeah, I'm saying 7. So
But
yeah,
the
the
sixth
sixth
one was
round, I
when
think
Ryan started coming back.
yeah, Ryan Garcia got his foot in a little bit. He was starting to get back more aggressive again. Everything was cool until the 7th round. The 7th round proceeds. There, Ryan Garcia, he's in his bag at this point. He getting really aggressive again. I'm like, okay. Next thing you know, Javante hits him in the left with a left. Was it a left hook? But he hit him in his liver area, like his side area, right? he proceeds to take the hit. He backs up Ryan Garcia. He backs up like he's finna still punch. Takes a knee like he got knocked out. Couldn't get back up, quote unquote. And then referee counts to 10. Pretty much a knockout. Fight's over. Gervonta Davis wants the fight. I'm gonna speak my piece about it first, and then I'm gonna let you go.
Go ahead.
So I picked Gervonta Davis to win, obviously, and I knew he was gonna win. But definitely it wasn't the reaction I would expected. However, like I said when I talked about it at the party, I've seen people get knocked out like that a few times. It's definitely a rare hit. Like it's not something you see every day, but it's definitely possible, right? And I think as a consumer, as the common consumer, you're just so used to people getting knocked out a certain way when you don't see it happen a normal way. It's almost like, wow, like what the fuck was this? Like this was not expected, right? Now, obviously, after the fight had happened, we all had our propagandas. We was like, oh, it's rigged, blah, blah, blah. Everybody was shooting it, da, da, da. But as time progressed and you started to see what people were thinking, a lot of people were actually like, yeah, all right, like he got hit with a liver shot. That shit hurt. Like it wasn't crazy. And maybe I'm tripping. Maybe you follow different people, but for the people I've noticed that were boxers that watched, it was like, yeah, bro, like he got hit with a hard liver shot. Most people will not take that hit. So I was just like, oh, okay, cool. So it wasn't as propaganda-ish. Now there were certain things that happened. I guess he had put out that there was a mole in his camp. Um, I also seen somebody. It was some boxer I think that made a video about how he injured Ryan Garcia when they were sparring. But I
Oh,
don't know if how legit.
the Asian dude.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I
I don't know
seen
how
that
legit.
too.
I don't know how legit that was though. So I was just like, okay, cool. That's another. So tomato tomatoes. Uh, I think Gervonta Davis was still winning that fight regardless. If we being honest,
Nah, bro.
I think he was still winning that fight. Let's be
Nah,
real.
bro.
He was still
Nah,
winning that
bro.
fight, but I will say it definitely was. It was close. Don't get me wrong, but I think Gervonta was still winning that fight, and Ryan Garcia just can't take a hit, bro. Like let's be honest, like he just can't. He was 135. He was skinning, but he just couldn't take the hit, bro. It's okay.
I wonder why.
What you mean?
Run it back without a dehydration clause. How about that?
Running back without a dehydration clause? Sure.
Ryan
I
Garcia was not allowed to drink water or eat food for 3 days before the fight so that he can meet a certain weight. That was in the dehydration clause. So when he got up there to fight, he was no water, no food.
well, I ain't that
Of course,
well
his body's gonna be, hurting.
for sure. Okay, but okay, my thing was that is okay, dehydration clause. Don't most athletes got to do that if they got to reach a weight?
No, this is an
Okay, I don't
extreme
know.
one. This is an extreme one. So for him to write in the contract that,
Mm-hmm.
well, for one, Ryan Garcia had to come down like 10 pounds to be able to fight him. So Ryan
Right.
Garcia he's normally at like 140, 145 for like
Yes.
a good weight for him to be comfortable.
Yes.
So he had to come down to
Yes.
135. Uh
Yes.
but what they said was in the last 3 days before the fight, in order for Ryan Garcia to not gain weight back up to where he's comfortable at, which is what most fighters will do, is they'll drop weight, do the weigh-in, right after the weigh-in, try to gain weight again so they get more power. In order for him to stay at that weight, he told them they had to sign the dehydration clause, basically saying that after the weigh-ins, he still is not able to do anything until after the fight, so that he would stay and maintain his weight.
So okay, so that's the okay. So what you're telling me is that so they have to make a catch weight, and then after they make the quote unquote catch weight, you are able to get kind of close back to your normal weight to be able to fight the fight that you were supposed to fight at a certain weight.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to gain like 10 pounds within a couple hours,
But
but you can at
still,
least
okay,
eat something, get some protein, get some water inside of you so that you can feel better and feel good. Whereas in
yeah.
this fight, Ryan Garcia, because of the clause, was not able to do that. So he had to go in the ring just with nothing in him in fight and basically. But he even said after the post interview, he's like, this is my fault because I agreed to that. I shouldn't have agreed to that, but I wanted to make this fight happen. So maybe next time we can run it back without the dehydration clause, so I can be at a comfortable weight, which would be like 140, and then Gervonta Davis could stay at like 136. So be kind of like right there, and then the same weight class. And he's like, then we can see like with me feeling completely healthy, completely, comfortable in where I'm at, then we can run it back and see what's going to happen. Which I think Ryan Garcia would take him if he did, because now he learned that he can't be super aggressive with Gervonta, because I'm not gonna lie, Gervonta has that power and he has speed too. He's not as fast as
I would think
Garcia,
that.
but he's got that
Yeah.
speed. Okay. And just to put this out there, I am a money team fan. I grew up with Mayweather and everything. So just because
Did
Gervonta was
you?
I've been watching Mayweather for a minute. Just
Oh, okay. I
because
see what you're saying. Yeah.
just because Gervonta was fighting Ryan Garcia, who was supposed to be our next Canelo Alvarez for the Mexican culture, I had to go
Mm-hmm.
for Ryan Garcia, even though this dude. Did you see his interview? They're like,
Terrible.
"Hey Ryan, all of Mexico is watching. What you're their guy. What do you want to say?" He's like, "Let's go, guys. We got this." He's like, "Bro, you didn't say nothing in Spanish. You didn't say
Nah,
like
bro.
"Viva
He
la
not
raza"
part.
or nothing like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he not part of that culture like y'all think he is, bro. He ain't rocking with that like that. He just want he fit for the bread. Look, I get it, right? I get it 100%. I didn't know that was because I remember Conor McGregor. I seen a video where Conor McGregor was like rooting him on after the fight, and he was talking about it, like yeah, like oh, have a fight without a dehydration clause, and I get it. Like if that's the case, then yeah, for sure, like it's gonna be definitely hard. It was gonna be hard for him to fight that. Um, but
He
I
agreed
think
to
that
it.
time,
I'll give him that. He agreed
right?
to it.
He agreed to it. I can't like we agree to certain shit in our job that we probably shouldn't agree to, but we do it anyway.
Yeah.
So now, granted, I think he'll probably accept it now because he got the dub. So I'll be surprised if there's another rehydration clause in there for the second fight because I'm pretty sure they'll fight again.
He's got to get
And
some
I
W's under his belt, though. Ryan's got to go back
Yeah,
and
for
start
sure.
pounding some
Yeah, for
faces
sure.
to get that
But
second
I
fight.
will say this though, and I think that will always be Ryan Garcia's problem is that I think he feeds into momentum a little bit too much where he if he sees an inch of blood, he think is a river. And he got caught a few times being too aggressive because Javante fights like Floyd. Just that he could knock you out.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna fill you out. He's
He's
gonna play
Floyd
with
with
you a little bit.
power.
He's Florida power. So it's like knowing that you have to pick your spots delicately. And if you don't, you're going to get knocked out. And that's what ended up happening. Now, granted, partially, like I said, I agree that being dehydrated trying to do that will definitely be a factor. But I think that that's a kind of it seemed that was one thing they brought up at the beginning of the fight was like the keys to him winning was like don't be over aggressive. And it's like if
Yeah.
that's your thing and that's what you do, that will be a problem for you. A lot
That
of
was
fights
kind of
because
the problem though too with when Connor fought Mayweather is
mm-hmm,
he came out the gate just swinging because I think Connor also knew that he only had a certain amount of rounds where he was gonna have energy, and after that it was game because he's not
yeah,
used to fighting so many rounds. Whereas
yeah,
Mayweather was like,
but
"Oh,
yeah,
I'm gonna wait you out," and that's
exactly. He
kind of
was
what
a
happened
UFC
here.
fighter. That's what happened, man. He was everybody knew that wasn't gonna work, man. Like, come on, let's be honest, bro. He's a UFC fighter.
Yeah,
It's almost, you know what I'm saying? Like he don't train to go long distance. He trained for UFC. UFC is 3 to 5 rounds at best, and it's more physical, right? There is the endurance in it, don't get me wrong, but boxing being 12 rounds and you gotta it's a little bit different. And I know he treated that like it was UFC.
yeah.
Period. And got
But
dropped. And
so for me though, like after you get dropped, okay, so let's say you take that shot right to the body.
mm-hmm.
It's weird though because you see him take the shot, takes a step back, throws a jab, takes another step back, throws another jab.
Uh-huh.
Then he just out of nowhere takes his knee and he's
Uh-huh.
on the ground and he waits for the ref to get to the 10 count. Soon as he
Yeah.
says 10, stands straight up, acting like nothing happened, walking around, giving everybody hugs, dapping everybody up. Nothing happened. Like if you take a shot that's gonna knock you out like that, like you're gonna stay down, like,
Well,
and you're gonna need help because you can't just be
okay.
walking around like that. Be like, oh
Okay.
no, nothing ever happened, you know. And then with the post interviews, he was like, oh, I'm not gonna say too much, it's just business, you know how business goes. It's like, okay, bruh. Like, what
Well,
you
the
mean? You
biggest
know
part
how
about it
business
was
goes?
obviously probably was the mole, right? Probably the mole part. He probably found out was the mole shit. Also, let's be okay. Well, you can't have it both ways, right? And this is what I mean. You can't on one end ask him to keep going in a fight where we quote unquote know that he's dehydrated. So if he's dehydrated, let's play that out, right? If you know you're dehydrated and you got hit with a nice liver shot, you may try to fight it, but you like, you know what? I know I can't go that much longer.
Yeah,
It's not in my favor, and this
he
shit
just
hurt.
knew it. He just
You know what I'm
knew it
saying?
within
If he
himself.
just if he knew, he knew. And it's like I said, like I told you, what's better? Taking that knockout or throwing a towel?
Mm-hmm.
At least now, from what I've seen, the masses is already kind of like he took a liver shot. It looked like it hurt. We've seen you could Google knockouts by liver shot, and you'll see be surprised at how many there were. Like literally, where they kind of do the like I'll say Ryan Garcia fought it more, but more or less it's the same thing. Like he tried to fight back, but he was like, "Man, fuck this shit hurt. I'm gonna just take this knee. I'm dehydrated. I'm tired. I don't really want to keep doing this. I know I'm gonna lose eventually. If because and the only reason I'm saying that is if this dehydration clause mattered that much, then you feel me? If it did matter, then he would have got up and kept fighting like you say he would have, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If this is where we're going.
That's the thing too
If
is
it,
everybody's saying like, bro, like you claim to be a Mexican boxer. Mexican boxers don't stay down from body shots. Like they have the drive and like the I don't know the willpower to like get up again and just keep fighting because that's like the Mexican blood. Like that's how they fight. They go until they can't go anymore, and they won't let like just little things like this knock them down. But
well, I mean, but like this is y'all tried to put him in the community that he clearly don't want to be in. He didn't even want. He didn't even say nothing for y'all when he was like, "Yo, say something to the Mexican crowd." So yeah, y'all might have to just let him be who he want to be in life. Because clearly he don't want to be a part of that. So or he ain't got it.
toda la
But like this,
raza que está mirando.
I think right, like I said, Ryan Garcia has definitely got talent, but I think he definitely has a way to go. But like I said, it's still a great fight. It was a great fight for me personally. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, we do what we do, man. You know what I'm
whatever,
saying? You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean,
whatever.
I will say though, I was talking about it the other day, but look, he's serious. Whenever we watch any sporting event together,
Oh, here we go.
what is our record? Because we never go for the same team.
You
Let's
like
be
four
honest.
and oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like undefeated when we watch the sport together.
Yeah.
So I just want to put that out there that I just when you with the winning team, man, you just make good picks, man. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, it was a good fight. I had a great time. It was a good time to spend time with my folks, man. Yeah, the good food was good. The vibes was good. The margaritas was fire with
Bruh.
the sliders. Oh, it was an incredible combination. Oh, it was a
Yeah.
good time.
You don't know what I
Good
had to
time.
do to get those margaritas, bro.
Wait, what?
I had to go to so many grocery stores because everybody was out of strawberry mix. They only had the
Really?
lemon one, and I'm like, nah, bro, like I need the strawberry one. So
Who had
yeah.
the strawberry one?
Luis grabbed it. I don't know where he got it from, but I called up my
Um,
brother-in-law. He went and grabbed it.
Shout
Because
out
the
to
stores
Blippy,
are
man.
around me, they didn't have it.
Yeah, shout out Blippy, man. Shout out to Blippy
Job
with the
Blippy.
shout out Blippy, man. Blippy with the pickup, man. Shout out Blippy, man. Well, anything else, man? I think that this was a nice strong comeback, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was good. We got everything. I mean, we could hold everything else till next podcast. Oh, also, be on the lookout. We might be having some special guests joining us pretty
For
soon here.
sure, man. I
We'll
don't
talk
even know who
about
they
that.
may be.
Right
Well,
now,
actually
our
I do know
special
who they
guest
may
is
be.
Ezra.
Man, shout out to little homie, man. What's going on, man? Um, but yeah, anything else
Yeah.
you want to talk about, man?
Nah, as you can see, I gotta go.
Yeah, for sure.
Little
Well,
moods here.
appreciate y'all for watching us, man. This has been or listening to it. This has been another episode of the Good Call Fellas podcast. Um, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We are chill with our special guest, you know what I mean? How you doing, little man? Everything cool? Oh, you can't hear me, huh?
Can't hear
Duh.
you.
At all. Anyway, um, you already did the stuff. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Subscribe to everything: podcasts, Apple Music, YouTube, you name it.
Instagram,
Yeah.
TikTok.
Instagram, TikTok, Smock, Block. You know what I mean? Follow our personals too. I know, my brother will be doing a little TikTok thing. He be doing a little Pokemon cards and stuff of that nature. So if you're into that, check that out.
Red Vapor 8 on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Is
also
like
YouTube.
is
YouTube and
do
TikTok, Red
those
Vapor 8.
right? Don't you can you get them like laminated and worth money at a certain point?
You can get them graded, and if you get them,
Um,
depending on what they get graded, they're worth so much money.
bet, for
I
sure,
have
for sure, for sure.
a Blue Eyes White Dragon's a Yu-Gi-Oh card. If I get it graded at
Ooh,
10, it's worth 500,000.
you might got a jackpot.
If I get graded at 10.
My boy, if I
Yeah.
hit the jackpot, baby, I ain't gonna
Then
lie.
you gonna see some equipment upgrade, man. If
Nah, you
that
play this. You
happens.
may never know if he won it or not because you will not know. But anyway, man, we appreciate y'all, man. And until
They had to.
yeah, until next time, man. Look, little.
Hi.
Hey, what's going
Lisa's
on?
house.
You going to who house?
Yeah.
Hey, man, you heard what he said. They going to such and such house. I don't know. But anyway, catch y'all next time. Peace.
Doses. I gotta turn it off.